What's up, Crypto Nation? Welcome to Bite Size Bitcoin and B90X Bitcoin 90-day challenge. We are on day 61, amateur habits versus professional habits. In yesterday's session, I asked you guys to start thinking about your own heroes. Who are the people that you have in the past wanted to emulate, wanted to be like? And today, who are the current heroes that you so very much enjoy? You see, there's a difference between what the amateur habits are and the professional habits. And today, I want to dig into that just a little bit. So here we go. Let's do it, guys.
B90X. Bring it! Bring it! Oh. This is the act!
It might seem like an oversimplification, but the only difference really of an amateur and a professional are in their habits. Let me say that again. The only difference between an amateur and a professional are in their habits. The amateur has amateur habits. The professional, or the Bitcoin professional, has professional habits. We can never truly free ourselves from our habits. In many ways, we are creatures of habit. I can tell you so many ways that I am a creature of habit. For example, at night there's a chair, a special chair that I sit in every bloody night, and that's where I get my reading done. I'm a creature of habit. It's easy for me to go on autopilot. When the day is winding down, I grab my honey lemon tea, which is one of my favorite drinks of all time. I make my honey lemon tea and I sit down in the exact same chair and I read books. This is something that I don't even need to think about. It goes on autopilot. When the day winds down, my brain immediately moves into autopilot mode. I get the honey out, I get the lemon out, I make the tea, I sit down and I read a book. It's easy. It's something that I've created that actually has a lot of benefit for me because reading helps me improve. And so this is a good habit that I have, but in many ways it's on autopilot. Habits can also make you extremely stubborn. You have a certain way that you drive to work. You don't want to be sidetracked. This is the way that you want to go. For many of us in corporate work, we have many habits at work. This is how I do work. This is what I do in the morning. It's the morning routine. I get my coffee, then I go talk to Janice, and then I'd go talk to Tom. After I've talked to Tom, I sit down and I check my email, and then I check my Facebook, and then I finally figure out how to begin work. Right? And so we have all these types of habits that in many ways control our lives without us knowing. The whole idea from moving from an amateur to a Bitcoin professional is we must trade those bad habits or those autopilot habits that aren't improving our life to professional ones or better ones. We've spent a lot of time talking about this in previous B90X videos. However, once again, we must be introspective to remind ourselves of what's going on in our lives and master our mind so that we can create the blockchain design life that we so want. Again, the problem with habits is they put us in an autopilot mode. In many ways, people all over the world right now are going through the daily routines of life, the daily habits of life, and when the day is done, they wonder why their life isn't improving and why they haven't moved anywhere professionally or personally. We've talked about kicking habits to the door. But how many of you guys, after watching previous B90X programs on kicking bad habits, have fallen back into those bad habits today? Habits need to be constantly taken into account. These habits are our autopilot system, and we often do not realize how much they take control of our lives. And so today, we're going to be getting more into habits in the next B90X videos, but just for today, I want you to think on this: amateur habits versus professional habits. And I would love for you to give us feedback in the bitcoin.pub thread below. What are some habits that amateurs have? And number two, what are some habits that professionals have? Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. What are habits that amateurs have? And what are habits that professionals have? And lastly, and this is the most important part of this B90X exercise, is after you've written down the habits that amateurs have, and after you've written down the habits that professionals have, which habits do you have? Are you leaning more towards the amateur side, or are you leaning more to the professional side? Which habits must you begin now to begin your journey to be a Bitcoin professional and not an amateur? We'd love to know. And that's again why we've built the bitcoin.pub. So not only you can document your own growth, but we can encourage you and inspire you to continue on for the long run. Again, we're almost there, guys. And in order for us to get to the moon, we got to make sure that you're still in your seat all the way. Thanks again for joining us in this B90X Bitcoin 90-day challenge, day 61. We're talking about good habits and bad habits and making sure that we begin our journey from amateur to Bitcoin professional. Once again, I want to thank our October patron saints for making this possible. Our October patron saints for the month of October are Kexcoin, Spectre, and Cobenhood, and you can get more information on them below in the show notes. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, what's up? If you like this content and you're new here, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. However, there's even a better option. I highly recommend you become one of our patron subscribers. Patron subscribers get patron-only town halls, QAs, and behind-the-scenes access to applications and products that we're building for the crypto nation. We'd love for you to become a patron saint and become part of our journey, building infrastructure for the spaceship that's going to the moon. If you want more information on becoming a patron saint, click the link over here or go to patreon.com/pub. Last of all, make sure that you smash that like button.